And social media has a huge impact on our lives, but a new book calls for a reboot. So what is a privacy revolution and how could it be the key? The author joins us next to explain his vision. Welcome back at 8:13. Big tech has a huge impact on society, but a new book calls for a reboot. In his new book, Mark Weinstein asks, what would social media look like if it did the opposite, instead nourishing our critical thinking, our mental health, privacy, civil discourse, and democracy. So he joins us to talk about restoring our sanity online. Thank you so much for being here this morning. It seems like that kind of goes the opposite of what social media is doing to us right now.
You know, that's exactly right, Colton. Social media is a mess. And we all know this, look at John Haidt and the anxious generation. Look at, I mean, if you've got kids, your kids are addicted to the screen. They're getting, a countless feed, posts every day that they're seeing that are misinformed, that are distracting them, that are keeping them from, really having great critical thinking. It's just out of control, but it's out of control for all of us, because we're role modeling for our kids as well. And what we're getting fed by the big tech is just a mess. Boosted posts, outrageous content, manipulating our thoughts, our purchase decisions, our emotions. This is not what social media was intended to be, and I was there at the beginning.
So how do we reboot and do a reset? It seems like it would be like putting the toothpaste back in the tube.
Very interesting analogy. Technically, it's actually moving forward. If you look at the evolution of big agriculture, big energy, and big tech, they narrow into these monopolies that are not ethical, that are all about money, and then there are movements afoot. It's time for big tech's movement. The government has to help because we've got to support the free market. And this is what's happened is the monopolies, and we saw this decision with Google recently, where the court decided that Google had squeezed out competition. And Facebook, the same thing. The Federal Trade Commission is in a huge case with them. I've testified in it. I've been deposed in it. I've issued statements about it and provided documentation. So we need the free market to function again. We need timeline ordered news feeds. We need to make sure our data is protected and can't be accessed. And don't think the cat's out of the box. It's like, we can stop now. We can stop the data collection now. We can move forward, and we can make sure that future generations are protected. You don't want your kids going for a job interview or in a new relationship where they're 20 or 25 and having their whole history online. That's absurd.
What do you think the landscape will look like when it comes to social media in 5 to 10 years from now?
Oh, I think it's going to be great. I was one of the founders of social media. The vision was beautiful, and we're going to come back to really the intention of social media. Keep us connected, keep us authentically communicating, keep us nurtured by our loved ones, help us get our jobs, help us research, critical thinking. And here's what's going to happen. Our data is going to be private, so companies won't be able to access it. They won't be able to target and manipulate us. This era of boosted content that we didn't ask for will be over. We'll see posts in timeline order. We'll stay connected to who we want to connect with. The creep factor will be gone. Remember, tech, and social media is young. This is really a 27, 28-year-old industry. We're at the beginning of it. Now it's time to get it right.
So interesting. Where can we get this book?
This book is available everywhere, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold. If you can't find it in the bookstore, just order it. Go to the desk and order it. It's available as of today, Restoring Our Sanity Online.
All right. I think we can all look forward to some sanity. Thank you so much, Mark, for being here this morning.